frustrating question.
What's up, everybody?
Coaches,
Woo! That's a bright light right there. That reminds me of when I was a little kid, you know, back before technology.
it's been a long 3.5 weeks, but all the players have talked about how you kept in focus, be where your feet are. What's the challenge as a coach to say, okay, here's what we've done, long journey ahead?
Well, you know, everything we've done up to this point doesn't matter. All that did was get us here. The only thing that matters now, once we leave this, is our preparation between now and kickoff. And so when we came out of our last game, because we had so much time and didn't know who we were going to play, and then nowadays in college football, you got to think ahead of your 26 roster, right? So we were sort of in bye-week mode. A lot of good weight room stuff, some rest and recovery, some short practices, working on the 26 roster, retention, evaluating portal guys, coaches retention. Once we knew who the opponent was, the next day for the coaches was a Sunday. And then the next day for the players was a Monday, and so on and so forth. Up until the 24th, which normally would have been a Thursday practice, wanted the players to be able to get home for Christmas. So we were off the field by 1, and it was sort of a repeat short third down day, right? We had them back on the 27th for a 7 o'clock check-in meeting. And then the next day, what normally would have been a Monday again, all right, it was a Monday in terms of reps and tempo, but it was red area work, right? And then we caught up on our Tuesday with a little more red area. Yesterday was third down. Today will be a normal Thursday. Tomorrow will be a walkthrough. Go play the game.
You know about the Bama mystique. How do you convince the players that you're playing this team, you're not playing all that tradition?
You probably know more about the mystique than they do. I mean, our guys just know what they see on tape.
Coach, I know the ultimate goal obviously is to win a championship, but how much can you appreciate what your guys have done already just to get to this moment and to do so much good for the IU Nation?
The only goal right now is to have as good a day as we can today. We got progress to make in our preparation, and when we get done today and this morning with the media, it's important we have a great day, and that we have a realistic perspective of what it's going to take to meet this challenge and give ourselves the best opportunity. What you're talking about are things in the past which, you know, I've probably fielded that question 100 times, right? But it's a good question. And it's great. There's a lot of excitement, but we're here to play in a playoff game, and our 100% focus is on the here and now.
Coach, for how long of that game you're trying to get ready for the next opponent? For a while you're thinking you're playing Oklahoma. What was it like watching that game and realizing who you're going to get?
Yeah, I did get to watch the game, and you're right. Early on, Oklahoma built a lead, and then a true test Alabama's character and resiliency to come back on the road in a playoff game, hostile environment, and win that football game. I think it says a lot about their football team. So, you know, Alabama is a great football team. Kalen DeBoer is a great coach. I've been following him for a long time because our backgrounds are similar. He's come a long way from the Canyon Coyotes. Figured I'd throw that one in there. You know, I shouldn't have to build up Alabama. Everybody knows what a great team they are. So it was an interesting game. It was just good to get our opponent defined. Yeah, you know, like I said, those first, until we knew the opponent, we weren't in high gear, so to speak, right? Once we knew the opponent and the coaches had their Sunday and the players came in for their Monday, that always is a team meeting. Now, it was all on me to get everybody focused, thinking the way we want them to. because it had a lot of smoke blowing up there, you know what, for 2.5 weeks, right? And then you were dealing with player retention and negotiation and a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff. Guys are winning awards, right? So I thought I had to rock their world and get their attention, and I did my best job to do that. We don't have it on tape.
Coach Fernando.
I think Alabama's got a really good defense. They got a lot of great players and a lot of depth. And K. Womack and the defensive staff do a great job putting them in positions to be successful. And I think they're tough.
Coach Fernando's done so many good things for y'all this year. Is there one thing as a coach that you appreciate what you're seeing for him as you get ready for Alabama coming up this week?
Well, I think the things he's done in the past has been documented pretty well. You know, the way he's played with the game on the line, particularly on the road, in the last 5 minutes of the game, and you know that's a mark of a clutch player and a great player. And then he won a nice award in New York. I think it's really critical now. You know that he really developed a sharp edge in his preparation, and you know, don't play like. Oh, I'm the Heisman Trophy winner, and I've got to do this or do that. Because we've all been following this game long enough to know. We've seen some of those performances, right? And, you know, Alabama's defense, I think, is a challenge, not only because they got great players and they play really hard and fast, but schematically, they do some things to try to throw you off rhythm. And so we've got to go in with a good, sound plan. But at the end of the day, it's all about execution. Left tackle doing his job, running back, receiver, and Fernando being on point.
You mentioned retention and portal stuff. How do you go about monitoring who you expect to be available and then evaluating guys who might be potential fits for the 26 roster?
Yeah, well, you know, they all say something on Twitter nowadays, right? So you know who's planning on going out, and it's easy for the recruiting department to make a PFF tape on them, and because you know you can't talk to them until the portal opens on the 2nd.
So when it does open, how do you farm out the responsibilities of making contact with those players to, you know, start that recruiting process, or however you define it?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell you all our secrets.
What about generally in college football? Is it pretty standard how people do it, or does everyone have a unique way of going about that?
I can't really say what everybody else does. I hear stories, but you know, I'm just worried about us. Good?
I'll hit you with another one about that same topic. During the season, do you guys evaluate players on other like guys on the staff? Is there like evaluations going on of players elsewhere in the country, or is it strictly focused on kind of your schedule?
No, the focus there is on high school guys.
Yeah.
Jeff. I think we knocked it out. I think we got it knocked out. I think we have it knocked out. Thank you, guys.